Hi, my name is Kim and I'm currently on a 5-week road trip around Scotland. Here I spend my time walking along beautiful beaches, exploring old castle ruins, as well as just enjoying the beautiful countryside there is on offer. If you want to follow me on my adventures, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any of my videos. I'll see you out there. Good morning to another beautiful day on the Isle of Mull, and the weather is looking pretty good right now, but I can promise you that's just a couple hours long retrieve before next weather front comes in. So we had quite high winds yesterday, like really high winds, so I did not leave Tobermory, so I didn't really do anything worth filming, so just had a chill day. I did do my washing, so I used the harbour building, the washing machines in there, so that was great to get done. I also tried out the bakery here in town, which had really good cakes and pastries and other stuff. And then yeah, just had a lazy day. But now, today we're on the go again. And originally I was planning on heading over to the to Iona, but said the weather looks great right now, but come early afternoon it will probably get quite rough again, so I don't really want to be crossing an island, and just in case anything happens with the ferry. So yeah, we're still headed to the south end of the island. Just going to do some exploring on Mull, and sorry there. The ferry's just coming in from Kilcoen. But yeah, just going to do some exploring here on Mull, and yeah, because there's some nice places to stop at as well. And then, you know, whenever that weather front hits, because you can never know how accurate the forecast. It might hit literally lunchtime, it might not come in till 3-4 o'clock, who knows. But yeah, I'd rather stay where I can just drive back to the hotel once that weather comes in. The drive down to the south end of the island, it does take a little while. So I'm just stopped here in Craignure, near the ferry terminal, where we also arrived from Oban. Just stopped here a minute, basically just to use the facilities. But yeah, there's a fair bit of traffic on the road, but I think that's because I was on the way at like 8:15, 8:30, and you know, you also get work traffic on here. I've also actually come across, I think, 4 buses, and then there's also were some lorries headed to Tobermory. They probably came off the ferry here, and yeah, seems like between 8 and 9 is main traffic time. So yeah, definitely more traffic than I've had in previous days, but you know, just need a bit of patience. But yeah, I've had my break, so gonna drive the probably another 25 minutes until we're at our first stop of the day. I was just driving down the road here, just turned off the main road and see what I'm come past. We've got baby highland cows. Believe me when I tell you, I saw them as I was driving past. Drove up about 2 minutes because I just couldn't find that turning place. Drove back down here just to get a photo of these highland cows, these baby ones. I've never seen baby ones before, so I got very excited for a minute. But let's continue on. All right, I've well, arrived at the parking spot for my first destination, and the weather is already definitely starting to turn. I've got my hood up, not because it's raining, but the wind is very cold once again. But yeah, I'm in a place called Lochbuie, and we're gonna see if we can find ourselves a stone circle. So yeah, there's a path here through the grass. It is quite wet, like currently seems like everything is wet. But yeah, there's some white stones that I believe are little way markers just to follow to get through kind of the least muddy parts. Alright, got a gate to go through. Like it says there, whenever you open a gate, please shut it again once you're through. Alright, we're now in a field with a lot of sheep and even this little deer. Sorry, my eyesight is not that good for things far a little bit further away, but yeah, I think that's some little wild animals. But yeah, from the map it looks like it's not very pretty close now, so let's see if we can find these stones. Oh yeah, over to the left, right through the sheep that's staring at me. We are in the right field. You can already see, so there's the first stone, and now we're just walking straight towards the actual circle. Here we've got a big rock just a little bit away from the circle, and this grass here is completely waterlogged as well. So yeah, bring those waterproofs. And here we are at the actual Lochbuie stone circle. Now, stone circles are kind of a fascinating subject to me. Now, I mean, this one's a nice one, but it's obviously like one on a smaller scale. The most famous one that most people know obviously is Stonehenge, which is, the stones are just massive. But even for these smaller ones here, what was the reason for people to build them? Like, I know people are researching and trying to figure it out, but no one really knows the main purpose for these stone circles. And I mean, there are quite a lot around Scotland, most of them not really well preserved anymore, but it's kind of, yeah, there must have been a reason for people to build them. And I mean, this one's nice because it is actually a complete circle. You've still got the stones standing all the way around. So I just spent a little bit of time walking around the stone circle and just kind of taking it all in, and it does feel very peaceful here. Now, I know that is true for large parts of the Highlands, but yeah, I like this location. I've got all the sheep staring at me. They're like, are you gonna walk straight through us again? And I'm like, yep. This is crazy. It was so warm 2 days ago, and now it's just freezing again. Back in the car, nice and warm in here, nice to be out of the wind, but that was actually quite nice. I'd say it's just under 10-minute walk each way. Quite wet, definitely, a little bit boggy. Probably will be better in the summer. Again, I am here in March, but yeah, it was a really nice atmosphere by the stone circle. Now I'm just gonna drive like 2 more minutes down to the coast, just park up there because I want to have a look at the view. So I just made it down here to the coast and it looks wonderful. I'm just going for a little walk, but what I'm most excited about, there's a cafe here on the shore. It's usually closed at this time of the year, but because the weather's been so nice over the weekend, they are open for a few days. So once I've done my walk, I am definitely going to go for a coffee. So I'm very excited. And also just some cute ponies and a horse. Oh yeah, let's take a little walk. This weather is definitely half and half at the moment. Right now the sun's out again for a minute, the wind has dropped, so it's lovely right now. But then yeah, as soon as that wind pops up again, it becomes very cold very quickly. But we'll make the best out of it. Now from here you can also walk across there and you'll eventually get to Mull Castle. Now the castle's closed at the moment, so we're not gonna walk all the way over there. But yeah, I believe that's a quite popular destination when it's open. We are just gonna head out here for the moment and have a look at that sorry, there it is, at that cairn. And what's quite different here, so Calgary Beach I was at the other day had very bright sand. I wouldn't say completely white, but it was very, very light. Here on the other hand, the sand is definitely, it's like a darker grey. So I always love it when even in quite close together you've got beaches that just have a completely different coloured sand. But yeah, this one's a lot darker than the one on Calgary. And from this point we can actually see Mull Castle. So it's just right down there. Again, a castle in a very nice location. They sure know how to pick where to build them. And this is what I came out here to look for. So this is a cairn to commemorate firstly the coronation and then the Diamond Jubilee of Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II. And from here you can also just walk across another little bit of sand and then you get kind of to the next little island. Now this part here right in the middle does look wet, so it does look like when the tide gets high, this will probably be covered by water, but we're at low tide right now, so you can definitely head through for a minute. Ooh, the sand is very soft here. Alright, we actually have some sheep on here. Oh yeah, lovely piece of land. But I think I'm ready for a coffee and sit in the warmth for a bit, so we are gonna head back to that nice building with the red roof. And as you hopefully can see back there, this also seems to be a popular spot for motorhomes to stop over. And I don't know about the spots back there, but I know that these parking spots right in front of the cafe here, it does have a note that you can stay there overnight for £5, which is pretty good. But yeah, I don't know, the ones up there are free, everyone seems to be parked there. But yeah, beautiful, beautiful spot.
I think I've done the majority of them. You've put on your stuff.
Right, very happy I came down here and stopped. Great cafe. That cake was really, really awesome. They also do food. Currently, I think they said they're mostly open Sunday, Monday, Tuesday at the moment, but from the end of March they'll be open full time again. It's called the Old Post Office Cafe, I believe. But yeah, it's a good idea to keep an eye out on their Facebook page, because during the winter they'll announce on there when they're open. But there's also as you turn off the main road, there's a sign whether they're open or closed. But yeah, that's I'm gonna head off from down here, drive back up to the main road, and then we keep going further down towards Unported to hopefully see us a nice beach or two. I've driven for a fair while, probably close to about an hour, but I have just stopped in the town of Bunessan, and this is because we are turning off the main road from here to get to our destination, but there are some public toilets here, and I don't know if anyone else is the same, but for me it's always roughly about an hour after I've drank a coffee. I do need the toilets usually. So yeah, this was a perfect stop. One thing I am going to say, what I've been quite impressed with throughout Mull, they're in kind of pretty much in all the slightly bigger towns. So the ones that are more than just like 3 houses, there are quite a few public toilets around. And you know, they're nothing fancy, but they do the job. They've all had toilet paper and soap so far. So yeah, I'm quite impressed with that, because you don't get that everywhere. But so that's been done. So let's drive the last couple of miles to our beach that I want to have a look at. Just parked the car back there, and as you're driving in here for the last minute or so, it does feel like you're entering an actual working farm, but yeah, there is parking space here, but just know there are cows roaming free around here. So, and you know, in comparison with sheep, I find sheep tend to move out the way pretty quickly, quite easily, but cows, if they want to stand in the middle of the road, they'll just stand there for a while. So yeah, just watch out as you're driving the very last bit. And the location of where we are, let me just get the name right. So we've just parked at the spot so we can walk down to Ardellanish beach. And I've seen it on photos and it looks beautiful, so let's hope it fulfills our expectations. And I think just a little tip, if you've got more than just kind of 2 or 3 days to spend here on the island. So as I've noticed over the last few days, the island's not, well, it's quite big for one of the Hebrides, but it's not like huge. So I was thinking, you know, even though I was staying in Tobermory, the very north, you know, it wouldn't be that far to come down here and explore. And I mean, it's definitely doable, obviously, but you do drive a fair bit to get anywhere down here. And that's with not much traffic, obviously. When there's more traffic in the main season, you'll be a lot slower on that road than what I've been able to drive. So I think if you've got more than a couple nights, I would definitely recommend, you know, maybe stay a couple of nights up in Tobermory, but then also book something down here for a few nights. Just kind of thinking what I said, it just gives you more time. For example, as I said, down here, obviously a lot of people want to go over to Iona, but then if you do a day on Iona, if you're driving all the way from Tobermory, you probably don't then also have the time on the same day to explore these beaches and stuff. So you'll probably want to have at least 2 days here in the south, and it's just, yeah, it takes a while to drive down here. Now obviously in the winter there's not that many accommodation options, but if you're here during the season you shouldn't have any issues finding a place to stay down here as well. But yeah, just a little thought. Yeah, this is definitely another example of a beautiful sand beach. Quite pebbly, but I could definitely get over that. And yeah, so it's quite out of the way. So you're down a pretty small road, and then you do have to walk to the beach for probably just over 5 minutes. But yeah, definitely worth it. Now there's, as you can see, some rocks jutting out into the ocean, but I can see there's another beach behind it, and I want to have a see how easy it is to get over these rocks and then check out the second beach behind. Alright, another hidden one here in the middle, beautiful. But yeah, I'm gonna head to the one back there. Now it's pretty low tide, so you can pretty much walk along the water. But yeah, if the tide's higher, you will have to go kind of more over the top there, but I'm sure you can find a way. But yeah, with the low tide, I can just walk straight along the front and head across to this other beach. Or same beach, just different section of it. And I bet even if it's a busy-ish day, even though I don't think it'll ever really get busy here because there's no parking, you know, you can leave that main stretch behind, walk over here, and I'm sure it will be nice and calm. Yeah, quite beautiful back here as well, I would say. And you know, if something already looks this nice on a cloudy, overcast day, just imagine it with the sun coming down onto this bright beach and just lighting up the water. I find it's often not talked about enough, but Scotland has some amazing beaches. I know it doesn't get warm enough that often to lie on the beach and go swimming, but even, you know, if you're walking on the beach with a jacket and your winter hat on, it's just so peaceful. And yeah, these beaches are just stunning. Already started my walk back towards the car, and it's good timing because it has just started to rain, which as I said, I was expecting today, but it's just always a bit unclear at what time it exactly starts. It's just a little bit more than a drizzle at the moment, so not bad yet. Weather is definitely starting to turn. Walking against the wind, it's getting hard. Whenever it's this windy out there, and obviously also quite cold, it's always so nice to get back into the shelter of the car. Even though I do have to say, my car is starting to be filthy. We've obviously coming in and out of the car, so it's quite muddy out there. I've been on beaches, so you've got plenty of sand on the seats. So on my car will definitely, you know, once I'm done with my trip, I think I might even splash out to have it properly cleaned, like a proper valet clean. Because yeah, I'm not sure I'll have the patience to properly clean it myself, but we'll see. A couple of weeks, and I just live with a dirty car for now. But so yeah, like I've said, the weather's kind of really starting to get a little bit uncomfortable, but we are only a couple of miles from Unported, so I just want to drive down there, just have a quick look around, you know, catch a glimpse over to Iona, and then yeah, we'll probably start heading back after that, but yeah, further west for now. Right, arrived in Unported, and yeah, just parked up at the moment. There is parking right down by the ferry, but there is pay and display. But here a little bit further up, by the Columba Centre, you've got free parking. So yeah, I don't mind a little bit of a walk, so I'd rather have the free parking and walk the extra 5 minutes. But it's getting very windy, but I am gonna brave it, and we're just gonna walk down the pier and just have a little look. So yeah, this is as far as I'll go. The wind's pretty strong, so sorry, I don't know how well you can hear me, but there we go. So there's that ferry that goes across to Iona. Bigger than I expected, actually. You know, the last ferry I've been on that went over to a small island, Carrera. That ferry was a lot smaller, so yeah, this is a proper bigger one. But then yeah, you've got that's Iona there. You can see the abbey. You can also see that little hill. You can hike up to it. Probably a pretty good viewpoint. But yeah, I am a little bit sad not exploring it on this trip. But yeah, as I said, I wouldn't want to be over on the island in this weather, and then, you know, possibly having to wait for over an hour for the next ferry. Because in this weather, once I've had enough, you know, that's it. I want to get back into the warmth, and yeah. But yeah, it, you know, gives me something to do for a future trip. Because yeah, there's some beautiful beaches over there. There's also the abbey that you can go have a look at. And as I was looking at it last night, they actually do retreats in the abbey. And I'm not really religious, but I think it's often more about spirituality and just you know, finding peace with yourself. So yeah, I'll definitely research that and see if it might be something to do for the future. But yeah, for now, let's have one more look at it, and then I'll walk back to the car and start the drive back up to Tobermory. back inside, and you can see how red my face is. It's freezing outside. But so I'm going to start my drive back up to Tobermory. Now what's going to be interesting, so I've just checked on Google Maps and it's telling me it's going to take me 1 hour and 28 minutes to get back there. Now I can guarantee it's going to take longer. Quite interesting will be to see how long it actually takes on a reasonably, quiet day. Because one thing I can tell you, whatever Google Maps tells you how long it's going to take to get somewhere here on the island, it's going to take you longer. Or probably only a little bit longer at this time of the year, but most likely quite a bit longer during the busy summer season. So yeah, don't fully trust Google. Make sure you've got plenty of time if you need to be somewhere, especially, if you need to catch a ferry or something, make sure to give yourself plenty of time. Now, I feel like I've already filmed plenty of the driving here of the roads, so I'm not gonna set up my GoPro again in the car. But yeah, in general, the roads are narrow, but they are beautiful. I enjoy driving the roads when it's quiet like this. I'm not sure I would enjoy them as much, if it was busy, or also if I was in a big camper van or something. But in my car, I'm very comfortable driving this car. It's good fun. But yeah, you just gotta stay really focused and just be prepared to stop at any point. So yeah, let's do the drive. So I'm nearly back to Tobermory, but I have stopped just for a quick moment because this here, I really hope that the camera picks it up. It's gone quite weak, but that's the 3rd rainbow that I've seen on the drive back. And that shows you that the weather really doesn't know where it's at. So it's windy, you keep driving through rain, but then the sun comes back out again, and that's obviously why we've got all the rainbows. But yeah, it was just beautiful seeing it all on the way back. Right, back in Tobermory, and it's raining a fair bit right now. I just parked down by the harbour again because I do want to get another pastry from the shop, and with the weather looking much like this for the rest of the day, I didn't want to park up at the hotel and then walk down, so I thought I'd just stop on my way. But I'll give it 5 minutes. If it's anything like the last hour has been, there's probably going to be a little gap in the rain in a minute, and if not, I'll run over in a second. But yeah, so that took just about 1 hour and 40 to get here from up the name of it, but basically from the other end of the island. And that was, I pretty much mostly could drive through as fast as I wanted, pretty much. I was stuck behind a bus and then a camper van, but each moved out the way pretty quickly. That's what, the slower, at least as far as I've noticed, the slower drivers, they do use the passing places, just to pull aside pretty quickly and let you pass, which is really nice. But I would definitely do the same. And it's uncomfortable having someone that clearly wants to go faster stuck behind you. So yeah, drivers tend to be quite good at moving out the way so you can get going. But yeah, so 10 minutes longer than Google Maps said, and that was, as that, with not much traffic. So yeah, I would say be prepared for that drive to take 2 hours during the summer. But I think, yeah, I'm pretty sure the rain has just let up again. So I'm gonna run over to the store, get a pastry, get back to the hotel, and then do absolutely nothing for the rest of the day. So yeah, thanks for joining me today. Again, a lot of driving around, but Mull is a beautiful island, so it was just nice to see the scenery, and then of course stop at a couple of places. The baby highland cows, definitely the highlight. And yeah, as always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow.